Hey, what's up guys? Got a 2015 Lexus GS350. Gonna show you how to change the oil and filter. Go ahead and pop your hood. With your hood open, go ahead and locate your oil fill cap here. Go ahead and unscrew that off. Okay guys, so in order to gain access to the oil filter housing under there and then our pan, we're gonna need to jack it up, just give us a little more space. So I'm gonna go right underneath this cross member here. There's a metal cross member in the center here. And then we'll go ahead and get a couple jack stands and get our jack out of here. So grab a couple jack stands. We're going to go right underneath the pinch weld here. Get those set up. Same thing on this side. Now we'll go ahead and slowly lower it. And then get your jack out of there. So next, get yourself a oil drain pan that's capable of holding at least 7 quarts. And I'll locate that's going to be your oil pan right there. So get this under there. And what you want to do is grab a 14 millimeter and we'll go ahead and remove the drain plug there. Get your pan positioned correctly. Pull your drain plug, and we'll go ahead and let that drain. And so while that finishes draining, just make sure you move your pan to collect it, because it will get closer this way. And then locate this cover here. This is going to be your filter housing. You're going to have 3 10 millimeter bolts that we need to remove. So go ahead and remove those 3. Go ahead and remove that. Okay, so once that's done draining, go ahead and get your drain plug. And there is a washer on here you can replace. I've never had an issue reusing it. But go ahead and get that back into your drain pan here. And go ahead and get that snug. Go ahead and wipe off any excess oil. Next, go ahead and slide your oil pan underneath your oil filter housing here. So this has the canister style oil filter, which is up in there. But if you notice, there's a 3/8 hole for a ratchet here. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew this portion right here first. So get your ratchet, get that up on there. Go ahead and try and break that free. And sometimes that'll break the whole housing free. You can see right now it's just undoing that one. So go ahead and unscrew that off of there. So next we need to get the piece out of the oil filter. So I'll go over the oil and filter I'll be using. So just went with the Pennzoil Platinum 0W20. Went ahead and got 5-quart jug and then 2 extra quarts. So a total of 7 quarts. And then the oil filter, I'm going to be using the K&N 7023. Got all this off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for it. But what you want to do is go ahead and open this up. And if you notice, you'll have 2 O-rings. This plastic piece here, which is what we're going to use next. And then, of course, your oil filter. So let's go back underneath here. So what you're going to do with this plastic piece here is we're going to go ahead and stick this in to that portion there, and that's going to drain this. So just watch your pan here. And then you're just going to go ahead and push this in. And you can see that starts to drain it there. So go ahead and let that drain. And then once that's pretty much done draining, You can go ahead and just take this piece off. And a lot of times that O-ring comes off with it. So you can see the O-ring came out. So you can see there's that O-ring that fit up in there. So next you're gonna grab a special cap. So you can get this off of Amazon. That's where I got this one. I'll put a link in the description for it. It's only like 10 bucks, I think. But what you're gonna do, you can see there's these notches on this. Those are gonna fit into those notches there. So get those on. Get your 1/2 inch socket wrench here. Get that pushed on there. And go ahead and loosen that. Once you get that pretty much loose, go ahead and take it off by hand here. And pull that out. Next, go ahead and grab your old filter. Just slide that off of there. And then you can take your pan here and drain some of this oil out of here. Grab a pick. Let's go ahead and take off this O-ring here. Grab your new one. And then I'll just take some of this oil that's in here. Just kind of coat this new O-ring. Just lube it up a little bit there. And then you can go ahead and slide this down onto the housing here. So kind of like that. Just wipe up any of this oil. Grab your new filter and just go ahead and slide that down. Now we're ready to install. Then of course go ahead and screw that in. Try and get that hand tight. Then just go ahead and take your filter cap here and just tighten that up a little more. Get it locked on there. Just get a little snug. Just like that. Then go ahead and grab your cap here along with your new O-ring. You can just put a little bit of oil on that as well, just to lube it up here. Go ahead and get that pushed on to here, kind of in place there. Grab your cap, screw that on. Grab your 3/8 socket and go ahead and get that tightened. Just get that one kind of snug as well, about like that. Go ahead and wipe that off. And like I said, sometimes when you guys loosen this, it'll loosen the whole cap, which is fine. And then you can try and break that free if you want to replace that O-ring, but I've seen people reuse that. It doesn't really matter. Just replace the larger O-ring for sure. Just like that. Next, grab your cover here along with your 3 10mm screws. And it looks like you got to go in that way first. Get this into place. And let's go ahead and tighten these up. Next, grab your jack. Let's go ahead and get this lowered down. Okay guys, so now we can go ahead and start filling, but I'd like to just double check in the owner's manual. And you can see right here, this calls for 0W20. And then if you take a look at your owner's manual here, page 536, you go down here to lubrication system, and you're gonna see the two-wheel drive, so your rear-wheel drive ones with filter is gonna be 6.6 quarts. With this one being an all-wheel drive model, this is gonna take 6.8. So let's go ahead and start filling. So go ahead and grab a funnel, get that set in there. Go ahead and do my 5 quarts jug here. And then I'll go ahead and add the 6 quart. And then the 7 quart, but I'm gonna just add about half of this because it says 6.8, but I'll do half of this because I want to make sure I don't overfill it, just to be safe. So you can see that's about half there, so let's go ahead and try that. Get your funnel out of here, put your cap back on. So now let's go ahead and start it. And then with it running, just crawl underneath here. Make sure you're not leaking from your drain plug or the oil filter housing area there. That looks good. And then we could go ahead and shut this off. And we'll let this sit for a few minutes here, let that oil drain down into the pan, and we can recheck. So while we wait for the oil to drain back down in the pan, let's go ahead and reset the maintenance light. So what you want to do is press your start button twice, but don't have your foot on the brake. So there's 1, 2. Come over here, then you're going to see your odometer there in the middle. We want to go to trip A, so you're going to hit this button here until you get to trip A. So you can see trip A there. Next, go ahead and shut this off, so just press it once. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the odometer button here. So this button here, you want to go ahead and just hold this down. And as you're holding that down, what you want to do is press the start button twice on here. And do not put your foot on the brake, so I'm going to press the start button twice. 1, 2. Keep holding that, and you can see right there in the middle it says resetting maintenance data. So just like that, that reset the oil maintenance light. So you can go ahead and shut this back off. So next, go ahead and locate your oil dipstick right here. Go ahead and pull that out. Give it a good wipe here for the first time. Go ahead and stick that back down in there. Pull it back out, and let's check our level. So you can see, if I flip it over here, we are pretty much right at the full level. Let's just double check. So I'm going to say we're right about there. So just below the second dot there. And if you look on this side, yeah, right, just below. So I'm going to call that good right there. And like I said, that's why I didn't put right at 6.8, because you never know, every car's different. And if you take a look at this, we're about, looks to be about 6.5 quarts is where we actually ended up. So yours might be a little different. If you need to add a little more, go ahead and add a little more. So that should be good there. All right guys, so that's going to wrap up the video. Again, this was a 2015 Lexus GS350. Went ahead and changed the oil and filter. And hopefully this video helps you out. If it does, why don't you subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.